This is Personal SEO Teaches. SEMRush is link building. So when you go to your project, this is the dashboard of your project, and so link building is another option to use. So you click on Setup, and then I've already added a few key phrases, but you would add your major key phrases. So in other words, Calgary real estate. Okay, so you can add them in bulk up here, one per line or separated with a comma or semicolon. So you can add a whole bunch of them or just 10. And then click next to your competitors. And then again, you can add as many competitor websites as you want. Don't add too many. We're just going to add these ones. And then we're going to click on Start Link Building. Okay, this is collecting and analyzing the data. And then I'm going to come back as soon as this gets done. Okay, after the first run, you'll see that the analyzation is complete. All the data has been collected, and then they found 1,300 domain prospects. So then you click on View Prospects. And what this is doing is it's going out into the internet and then finding links to your competitors that they have that you don't have. So what they're saying is that, hey, so here's Calgary.com. You can go there and ask specifically for a link. Now, this is if it's a competitor, then you don't want to ask them for a link, but that's kind of what that's communicating, that hey, you can go to Remax CA, get a link from there. You can go to this site. It gives you the domain authority score. So normally what I would do is I would sort this by highest to lowest. Again, highest to lowest. That was lowest to highest. And then you could see where to get rankings. So LinkedIn, this is from a LinkedIn profile, SkyHub. So you could go at that moment and get the links. And if you click on the down arrow, you'll be able to see which of your competitors has backlinks from it. So nobody has a backlink from this page, but it's a LinkedIn page, so you can go get a backlink from that. I'm sorry, yeah. So this page right here. So this page right here, SkyHub Auto Scaling. I have no idea what this is. So you'd click on it and go, okay, is this a website that I want my link on? My competitors have links on SkyHub. So if I'm looking at this, then at that moment, how do I subscribe to the same service? I don't know what SkyHub is. So they're getting a backlink, a couple of backlinks from this service and or website that they control. So you can see they're getting a couple of backlinks, very high quality backlinks. Those are great. Booking.com, they have a couple of backlinks from there. So again, you could see where their backlinks are. Some of them aren't going to work, especially if it's real estate. You're not going to do Booking.com. They don't have any competitors there, so I would kind of ignore that. But you kind of go through. I would click on the down arrow and then see where your competitors are, and then go from here. So TripAdvisor, Books.Google. So this is how to build backlinks. So you would find high domain authority backlinks, and then you would go to them and then get a backlink from them. So for example, cbc.ca, you can go there and rewrite this article and communicate to them that, hey, this is a better article for the time. All your stats were wrong. You can comment on this page to drive a backlink if they allow for a link, but that would be the thing that I would do. Since you can comment on this, I would go comment on this and try to get a backlink from this page to your page. Very simple. Anything that's real estate that kind of makes sense, just go ahead and either comment, rewrite the article, communicate device that you want to write for them. You could do all of that. If you cannot comment, That's why I was scrolling down. Then you can't just skip it, but the idea is to get as many domain authority score, get as many higher ones as you can. So like I don't know what this site is, but you would communicate to them that you want a link, and or that's it. So okay, so that is that. That's how to acquire links, high domain authority links. And if you go to keywords, these are the links that are the keywords with the keywords that we've listed. So here are the keywords that are listed on that page. You can see your competitors have links on those pages. Again, you just want to start acquiring the same amount of links that they have, if it's fairly easy to get there. So I don't know why my friend Fernando is a thing, but you would get a link from there. Actually, it says Lee up there as well, so you probably have something here. So um, you kind of get that. This is just how you do it. You just go in, try and see if you can get the same links that they have, and then keep working through this list. Here are your competitors, and here are their backlinks. So again, they're getting links from Calgary.com, Remax. A lot of these sites they are probably controlling, probably Global News CA. They're probably not, but again, you're seeing how they're building their link profile. They have a link on here somewhere, which gives them great authority since it's a news website. So you should try and get to the same links, get the same links that they have by communicating to this website directly. Hey, I wrote this article. Again, it's a little confusing when you're looking at all of their links. It can be just a little bit confusing because this competitor has multiple websites, and so you just kind of have to go back in and see if this is a website they control. A good way to do that would be to use GoDaddy, and then scroll down and go to Who Is, and this is all public knowledge. So I'm just going to grab Daily Hive. I'm going to erase all of that. You just type it in either way. So this tells you that Daily Hive was purchased from two cows. It'd be like a competitor to GoDaddy. It usually gives you their information of who owns it. Unless they chose to make their domain private, then it's not going to actually give you any of the information, which is okay. But most people, I would say, don't do that at all. So if we try another one, I can just go to the top and just erase and try another one. The idea is I just don't want you going to your competitor and asking for a backlink. So do a little bit of research with the Who Is. It'll do this robot thing fairly quickly, and then you can go from there. So make sure that it actually does it, because this is the other domain, not the one that I just pasted in there. So I'll try that again. But you kind of get the idea. Find out who owns the domain. If this doesn't work, I'll put in our domain so you can kind of see a better result. Yeah. So this just says two cows. You may have to go to two cows to see more information, but the information I'm looking for is personal SEO. So again, you can see that we purchased it from GoDaddy. It actually doesn't give you the information anymore. Contact domain holder. It used to tell you who purchased it and see the underlying registration data. That's what it is. Why does it change back to the domain that I was not? Another website is, I think it's whois.net. It probably may give you more information. GoDaddy's being weird lately. I'm going to switch back and forth. Okay, so see underlying registration view. and then here's personal SEO. Okay, so GoDaddy doesn't work anymore for this. So if you go to who is, you should again be able to see who purchased the domain, their actual physical name, unless they typed in, unless they pay for privacy services. This is a normal spot. What I'll do in the comments is I'll add a section of, I will find a better place to go to get that information. Again, you're just looking for your competitor's name. If you know your competitor doesn't own it, then yes, you would go back for it. You would ask for a backlink. But the thing is that, for example, 21st Century, like this whole thing was done in October of last year. So you could go to listed or dailyhive.com, rewrite this whole entire article and say, hey, I saw this article. We've rewritten it for this year. Would you please use it? And then include links to your website in the article, because you're doing something for them for free, which is great. So that is a way to get a backlink. Adding a comment saying, hey, this is a really good article. That's a good way to get a backlink. Write something relative to the article. Do not just go, this was a really good article. So then you have blog posts such as this one, Zoocasa. Again, you would comment on this article. You can, since it's so old, you can rewrite this article and go back to Zoocasa and say, hey, I've rewritten this article to replace the one on your website with new stats. That won't take that long, because a lot of this is just stats that you would just reproduce. If you don't want to do the work prior, you can contact them directly and say, hey, I noticed that you have this article. I would like to rewrite it. Would you mind? And they may say yes or no, but most of the time, if you're giving them free content, they're not going to say boo about it. This is just another real estate site. And again, you're just going through and seeing where you can get backlinks from on this list, and you're contacting those people directly, and then going from that point. So, for example, this is a competitor on Follow Up Boss, which is a high domain authority website. So then you would try and write the same article for Follow Up Boss. A lot of it is just communicating to them, hey, we use your services, or, like for example, if you use personal SEO, then hey, we would write an article for you, and you would say how great our service is. So that's kind of how that works. And so there's a lot of links on this site, which I don't know what this site is. This is the second or third time it's come up. It seems weird, but if you can get on it, it's fine. And the reason why I say that is, again, because the domain authority is fairly high at 81%. Out of 100, 81 out of 100. So this is the whole game of backlinks. So you could go and get backlinks from blogs and sources that have high domain authority. So, and then at the same exact time, you can kind of figure out how many websites your competitor owned. So our Family Wizard, if you scroll down at the bottom, this is the author of it, which links back to his site. So then, therefore, this whole entire site is just a site to give him more backlinks. This may be something that he really, really cares about, but this site's giving he's feeding other sites back into his links. So that's something to be aware of. But again, I would start with all of the greens, see where you can get a backlink that is acceptable, and then go from that point. This backlink wouldn't be for you, since it's their site, but this would give you an idea of the actual domain layout of your competitor, and knowing how many sites that this person can control by doing just a little work with the who is. Again, I'll find one that actually gives the information of who purchased the domain, if it's not hidden, which you could pay for, and then you can go back through this list and go to Feedster and say, hey, there's a link there. How do I write an article for you? It's called guest blogging. So you would shoot them, you contact them and say, hey, I would like to guest blog on your website, and then you give them a guest blog. You write an article for them, and then you link it to your website. So here is the website right here that the backlink is in. and then there's a few backlinks on this one page as well. So that is the whole backlink game. You just kind of have to go through this over and over again and try and figure out how to get backlinks on either certain platforms like this one. Getting a backlink on this platform would be great, but I have no idea how to. So you'd contact down at the bottom, and if there's no one to contact, you would kind of go through the who is or continually search on the site for someone to contact. That's a bad page. So again, you normally should be able to go to a who is database, type in the domain, and it would give you who the webmaster is. So yeah, so right here, here's abuse complaints, markmonitor.com. That's the domain registrar, and then again, it doesn't give me the information that it used to, like who purchased it, and their email address, which through ICANN they're supposed to. So again, click on the links, find if they're valuable to you. I wouldn't say don't go to the red. Spend your time in the blues and the greens. Greens are going to be a lot harder than blues. So if you really want to, I would say get as many blues as you possibly can. And the reason for that is because blue should be easy. Once you get past 60%, at this moment it would be fine. But you can see there's not a lot of greens, and technically 4 of them are from the same exact site. So getting a link from that site would be helpful. And then from here on down, PR Web, you could just buy that backlink. It's a press release. So that's why I want you to go to each one of them and look at them and go, oh, okay, this is a PR Web thing. I could create an account, and I'm looking for that. I want to create an account and then go from that point, and then you could post on this as well. PR Web is a service for press releases, so you can just buy a press release, and this will create a whole bunch of backlinks. And again, you're going to be you're going to pay for the somewhat higher version to get the link everywhere, and to make sure that the link is a follow link and not a no follow link. So you wouldn't do this often, but this would be a way to get a backlink. And then same thing, just kind of go down, scroll through. This is where your competitors are getting links from. You should try to get a link from there as well. You can see some of them aren't going to make sense. Like, why would there be a link on High Times? So click on it and then see there actually is a backlink from High Times to your competitor's website. So out of curiosity, you click on it, but you kind of get the idea. Inman, you can be a member of Inman and write. So this gives you a good, like I said, overview of all of the backlinks, and you should be able to, with a little bit of research, find all of the sites that this person, your competitor, owns, that they're funneling all the backlinks through. And so as you are looking at this, you'll understand that this person, the owner of this domain, probably has about 30 to 50 websites that he's either working on, has worked on, or funneling through, has a pet project, all of that, and he's interlinking them together to drive up his backlink count. And since one of them is linked to a very high domain authority, he then pushes that domain authority out. So right here, this 91% domain authority, he has 2 domains on. Getting on this site would be very, very helpful for you. The problem is figuring out how to get on that site. So backlink building is an entire daily routine. So SkyHub, for example, if you could just register and then go from that point, that's great. If you know who owns SkyHub, hopefully it's not the same person, then you can go from there, because this is just a real estate website. So getting a backlink on this site, again at 91%, would behoove you. And then you can see from this point all the links that he's getting and where the link is from and when it was modified and all of that. So this is really good information. You should go after these backlinks, and then you can create a prospect list, add those people in the prospect list, meaning that you're going to send 500 emails to all of these prospects, to asking for a backlink. It kind of does automate it. It's really, really nice. I don't want to do that at this moment just because as I'm looking around, I'm seeing that there is a lot of websites that this one person owns. So, and I technically don't want to tell them that you're getting backlinks. So that would be the best way to do it. So again, find a few websites, go through, check the boxes, and then prospect them, move to progress, and then in this you will send them an email asking for a backlink. They have a template for you, and then you will immediately get back a response, and then you just kind of work the response like a CRM. It's really not that difficult. That's why I'm not really going into it. Same thing over here all of the time is make sure that you connect to Google Search Console so you get an accurate version of backlinks. So this is personal SEO teaching link building through SEMRush. It does take a while. It is a long time. Do a lot of research. It's very a lot of research because if this is your competitor, you cannot get a backlink from this website, but you should get a general idea of where their backlinks are coming from, how many sites that they own, and where you can ask for links or not. Especially like this site, for example. Try to get on the site. I don't know how, but do the research and try and figure out how this site works because this site has a high quality backlink. The rest of them are fairly easy to do by contacting them directly and asking if you can have a backlink on their website, or contacting them directly and saying, hey, this article is 2 years old. I would like to rewrite it for a backlink. What do you say? And a lot of places will actually say yes because it's free content for their website. And as long as you match how many words there are, that's great. And you could kind of do it the other way around. You can write the article and then send it to them. I would start the relationship first rather than spending your time writing an article. If, for example, you write this article and they say no, then post it on your website. So you're not going to waste an article at all. You're just trying to leverage that article for a backlink. So again, I am going to try and find a better way to look up the who is information because this isn't giving me the public knowledge information that should be listed there, neither one of them. And I will put that in the remarks. All right, have a good day.